let go. She quit, I let go. But we didn't get a lawyer here tonight.
Yeah.
Who?
Trying to stop by the police. He went too slow. He made him stop by the police for going too slow.
Who is it? He's not supposed to be here. is he?
Check your phone.
I saw something on the email where he's gonna be out all
Harvey
week.
said check your phone.
I can be the attorney. I'll be the attorney.
Hold on.
We need one here. The girl usually comes in this place.
She don't
What's that?
She don't work.
I know
that?
that she's been here in this place since she left.
He's out of town.
He was gonna send Abby, but she can't speak. Okay.
Saving money.
Tell me when you're ready.
I know you don't like me doing. Can I start this now? I'll forget if I don't.
Okay. Call the meeting to order. Ask you to stand for the pledge and the prayer, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Cates.
Pray, please. Dear gracious Heavenly Father, we just thank you so much for this day. Just thank you for who you are, for all you do for us, and for every blessing you bestow upon each one of us. I thank you for just supplying our everyday needs, Lord, that you're so good and loving to each one of us. I thank you for this board. Pray you just give us the wisdom and knowledge to make the right decisions, to move our town in the right directions. Just give us the resource we need, Lord, to go through with it. Lord, I thank you for our employees. Just be with those who's having to work out in all this hot weather. Pray you just watch over them and protect them in a special way. Protect our citizens from all this crime that's going around, Lord. We just pray and ask all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
This fine, let the record show all members are present. Need to approve the agenda. Mr. Harvey, do we have any additions or deletions?
Yes, Mayor, I would ask that we add under other items of business, discussion of local small business. That's it.
Okay, any members support everything they want to have?
Mayor, I make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Have a motion to approve the agenda as amended. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a second from Mr. Sutton. Motion by Vice Mayor Wiggins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I'll ask you to look at the minutes of the meetings. We'll start with the May 16th beer board meeting minutes. After you look them over, I'll take a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve the minutes. Do I have a second?
I second.
Have a second from Ms. Hummel. All in favor?
Aye.
Ms. Rhines, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I go by home. Thank you.
Okay, moving down to May 16th, regular board meeting minutes. Take a motion when you're ready.
Mayor, I have a couple of issues with these minutes.
Okay?
On page 2, I am misquoted. There's a prefix instead of my actual word. Instead of unfamiliarity, it should say familiarity. Kind of a big difference there. It is toward the bottom. It's the third paragraph up from the bottom. And another thing, this is just proper and procedure, but I'm big on being proper and following accurate procedure. And just for the audience members that are here, it only takes a motion to hear a resolution. It takes a motion and a second to hear an ordinance before we can begin discussions. And I noticed as I read through the minutes, we do not have who seconded any of the motions for the ordinances. I would like to make a motion to table the acceptance of these meetings until next week when we can get more accurate information.
So moved. Have a motion and second from, to table. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
You said next week, you mean next week or next month?
Whenever our town recorder presents it to us.
I'll present it at the special call meeting, if that's okay.
That's fine with me.
Next
All right.
Saturday?
Yes.
A week
Yeah,
from Saturday?
29.
Yes, sir.
10 o'clock.
Thank you.
Moving down to June sixth, special call meeting minutes. I'll take a motion when you're ready.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve the June sixth special meeting minutes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second? All in favor? Mr. Cates seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I don't oppose, I just wasn't here, so
Let the record show that Mr.
abstain.
Fisher abstained because he was absent. All right, item, 6, special item, Mr. Harvey, is that you?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so we have no special item.
No, sir.
Moving on. At this time, we'll have, comments from citizens. The comments are open for any Oakland citizens to be heard on items and concerns. Citizens are to be recognized by chair and come to the front of the room before speaking. Each speaker shall state their name and address for the record. The mayor and board of aldermen shall make no decisions or considerations of actions of citizens' comments, except to refer to the town manager for administrative consideration or to schedule the matter for mayor and board of aldermen's consideration at a later date. Speakers shall limit their comments to 3 minutes unless allowed by the chair. Speakers shall limit their comments to one subject. Do we have anybody who wishes to speak? Come forward, sir, and state your name and address.
My name is John McFarland. My business is 7660 Highway 64. It's the pawn and gun shop. I come to ask y'all tonight to consider giving a 90-day moratorium on, or allow us to put up banners and signs to try to generate some business for these small businesses. Our retail has been affected probably about 60% with the economy the way it is right now. We need some help. We look at a lot of the larger corporations, like Wendy's has a banner flag up right now to hiring and advertising, so it's not just the small businesses that are hurting, I think all retail businesses are hurting. So we're asking for some leniency and maybe give some type of moratorium or whatever you wanna call it to let us do some additional advertising. I understand that you just can't let people do whatever they wanna do. I think possibly if you limit it to maybe one banner, like say maybe a 4x8 banner and 4 or 5 yard signs or something like that, that can, like here at Chickasaw, maybe direct some traffic down that way, so these people aren't aware of those businesses in that shopping center and so forth.
Okay.
I think you gotta limit it, but I think it's warranted right now with the economy the way it is, because 60% of my business being down is 60% of tax revenue generated for this town that's down as well. And, we don't do these things because we can or we could, and you guys know I'm one that's, I'd rather do it than ask for permission, but I'm trying to do it the right way and ask y'all to help us. And, I'd appreciate your consideration.
I think we're gonna discuss that later on in the meeting. That was a special adjustment was added to the meeting for later on. So I think you're gonna be pleased with what we talked about at that time.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else wish to speak? Come ahead, sir. Come forward, state your name just a second. You're an
I
employee?
actually can stay at my dad's at Oakland.
Just a minute, sir.
Yes, I'm a firefighter. I'm a
Okay,
firefighter.
I'm trying to get on the record what you are.
Lieutenant, sorry.
Just relax.
I'm nervous.
Well,
Excuse
relax.
me.
It's
my
gonna be
emotions
all
are
right, I
high.
promise. Okay. Let the record show he is a city employee, as well as, you know, are you a resident, or are you just staying in?
I can stay if I have to.
All right, I'll allow you 3 minutes, sir.
I'm
Go.
gonna pass this out to y'all if that's okay.
Thank you.
You're on your 3 minutes now.
I know. I'll be quick.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Like I said, right now, I'm off of work on middle leave, and with a heavy heart, I come in tonight to give my resignation.
Okay,
Emotions are high at my house because of this, but I have decided to do this tonight in this open forum on June 20th. For one reason and one reason only, to stop future slander of my character and name by upper leadership of the Oakland Fire Department, which has been done to my brothers in the past who have left this department. Like I said a minute ago, I'm on medical leave. It has been said to my brothers that I am off because there is home issues, when it is not. It is toxicity of the workplace, which falls down to our upper leadership, not my brothers in the fire service. An example has been used as a scare tactic, that these individuals can stop us from going to any fire department in the Mid-South because they have this power and influence. It has been said that he will run this department as a dictatorship, which I believe has never been said in any fire department in this nation. As an officer, I feel that my decisions are undermined. With an example of a fire on Terry Road, which you all know is part in the city and part in the county. An individual filled in for me that day, and a structure fire came out. 2 engines responded on a structure fire. The officer realized it was in the city, he was already committed. Before the chief even decided to stand behind his man, he told him, "You knew this was in the county. You need to divert back to the city and leave the other engine here." Nowhere in any nation has a fire chief ever chose taxpayers' dollars over the life of a
you
citizen.
got 30 seconds.
And with that being
I
said,
didn't finish.
I would like to thank everybody here in this county, this community, to allow me to serve them for 21 years as a firefighter with the town of Oakland. But not only that, after this, I want everybody to support our local schools and people, like I still am going to do as an assistant coach for the West Junior High. And I appreciate y'all's time, and I look forward to our town growing and our fire department growing, but some things need to change.
Thank you, sir.
And if y'all have any further questions, my email address is there. Y'all can reach out to me, and I'll answer it however I can.
All right, sir. Thank
You
you.
don't need to bring this personnel problem out now.
Anybody else wish to speak? Okay, if nobody, we will move
Mayor.
on.
You got one.
I'm sorry. You're going to stand up. Come on, young lady. State your name, please, ma'am, where you live.
Sandra Unrick, 10 Black Hill Cove. And my subject tonight is on fluoride. Last year, over 4 million people lived in communities with a fluoride ban. And according to a report from Alliance Professional Water and Wastewater Operations, fluoride is not a required chemical addition to our water system. There are stricter
give them to her, she'll give them to Yvonne there, she'll make sure we get it, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, unless I don't see anybody, I will move on.
No fluoride. No fluoride.
No comment.
Okay. This time, I want to remind everybody, this comments from the mayor. I want to remind everybody that June 29th is our fireworks display and our 4th of July celebration down at West Junior High. Hope everyone will be able to come out and enjoy the time with their fellow neighbors and watch a good fireworks show. Look forward to seeing you there. And that's all I have at this time. Any comments? We'll start over. Mr. Sutton, you have any comments?
Oh, sir.
Mr. Skates?
I've said it once before, and I hope it gets back to our ambulance service. We had to use them last Thursday night with my little great-grandson. I wasn't happy with the 911 call, but they responded so quick getting there. And the police, we had police that came too. And I guess their fast action probably helped save our little great-grandson. And we just don't know what we got till we have to use them. Don't complain about what we have to pay these guys. They deserve every bit of it. You'll find out if it's a family member, and I just want to thank every one of them for what they did.
Ms. Rounds?
No, sir.
Can I piggyback off something he said?
Yes, sir.
You know, that's something we may could do at the activity center with our firemen and just offer, you know, some CPR classes. I spoke with Mr. Frank and his wife, and both of them had some CPR experience with adults, but they wasn't aware of how to give a baby CPR. And I kind of explained it to them the best I knew how, but it's probably been 30, 40 years since I've been through school. But I think that we could offer that maybe, and some people would be interested in going and learning how to do that.
Okay. All right. Be something we might want to
Chief,
follow up on there,
You
Mr.
think that's possible?
Ms. Ellis, I think we could follow up on that, and I think the chief would probably, fire chief.
He's sitting out
would be
there.
glad.
He shook his head.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Debbie,
Anything else?
Debbie,
Ms. Rounds?
No, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Fisher?
nothing. Debbie.
Mr. Vice Mayor Wiggins?
Well, today's the first day of summer. We're all gonna start going on vacation and spending time. I just want everybody to be safe. Independence holiday's coming up. I hope everybody enjoys herself and comes and supports Oakland's fireworks celebration next week. That's all I have, Mayor.
Any department reports? Do we have any reports, Mr. Ellis?
Not at this time. I believe some department heads may have to speak a little bit later down the agenda unless
I've got something.
you guys would want to take about a minute or two to discuss fluoride since it's a topic, or do you want to wait till later?
I think I'd like to wait till I read
Okay.
this later.
Okay.
Mr. Wiggins, you have something?
I've got something for the water department, and I hope our director here will pass this along to every employee. Congratulations to Oakland Water. TDEC inspection score 97 out of 100. Congratulations. I could have done better. Well, then I retract now. Hey, I want to ask the fire chief if he'll, I just got a quick question here.
Fire chief?
The fire chief is being really nice and giving me color so I can actually not differentiate between shades of gray, and I appreciate it. And I would like for you to explain the difference in mutual aid given and automatic aid given.
It reflected as the automatic aid as fire response, and the mutual aid is going outside of medical calls to give a difference between what would go. We had, like, example, we went out to the county on a structure fire, that was considered automatic aid. When we do the medical, we're using that as a mutual aid, that way we can divide them up and keep track of what they are. Then the blue is automatic aid that we received when the county came into the town to back us up.
Gotcha. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thanks, chief.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? All right. Have
one more question.
Yes, sir.
I forgot. I wanted to ask, well, you already told me we weren't. I wanted to ask our Public Works, and I don't know, this might have been a question I shouldn't ask.
Mr. Mullins,
Mr. Mullins, I just want to know, it says in May that you delivered 37 garbage cans. This is regular trash pickup for people, right?
That's delivering cans for new residents.
Cans to
Or
new
a second
residents.
can,
Okay.
Either, one new can or maybe a second can.
37's a lot. Is it our job to deliver cans?
Yeah, on Tuesday, one of my guys goes over here. Well, we got work orders now, he gets them on his iPad, but he used to come over and get a list from Tiffany with addresses and places to take the cans to.
How do we get the cans?
They deliver them out here, they're down in the impound lot.
So the company that we contract and pay money delivers them to you, and it's your job to take them to the residents? Why can't they deliver them to the residents?
Been doing it for a couple of years now.
I understand we've been doing it this way for a long time, but I just want Mr. Ellis to make a note, which he's doing, to say, hey,
I think when we
why do we
reach out,
take
that's where
town
we
employee time and expense to deliver cans for a contractor to make money? Just asking.
Noted.
Thank you.
anything else? All right, we'll move down to old businesses, ordinances on second.
Town manager, sir.
Oh, you get to talk.
I'm not gonna say much, I just wanted to take about a minute and a half and give you guys a time-lapse video
Well, I sure want to see this. I think it's gonna be interesting.
of the construction at the wastewater treatment plant. Let me, try not to mess this up, so what I have to do is slow it
I
down.
believe you do want to get out of here, Mayor.
Let me slow this down. Let me back this up and slow it down. Be patient. Let me start over. I knew I would screw it up by slowing it down. So this is the last 30 days project. So this project is 3 months old. That large pile of dirt is a result of that large hole. There was a lot of rain over the last couple of months. They're a little bit behind schedule. So they're getting it down to close to finished grade there. These basins will be underground for the most part. If you look to the left side, you'll see an existing basin. Then they put a gravel pad down throughout the whole area. The next step is gonna be to form up the basins and tie rebar for the structural integrity in the base. There's also a round basin over to your left that's also being constructed at the same time. That's pretty much it. The next step is gonna be pour concrete. That's scheduled for week after next.
I got a question of Mr. Hartman.
Yes, sir.
Do they, all that rainwater that's in there, do they have to pump that out before they can continue?
Yes, sir.
So every time it rains, they have to pump it?
Yes. I think now they may have it, I'll defer to Mr. Allen, who's here. Mr. Blake's on vacation. They have put some drain pipes in, I believe, but I'm not sure if they're operational or not.
They have.
Okay.
So they just pump it now and then it shouldn't do it again?
Yes, sir. They took quite a bit of time over the last couple of months with the rain days we've
I
had.
knew it, that'd be a job every time it rains to pump that out before you continue.
Once they get that concrete down, then they're gonna pour the walls next, tie rebar and form up the walls next, and we'll be ready to make some progress. Just wanna give you a quick update. It's a lot of money, it's a huge project, and give you a quick little visual.
I was just curious, that's all I had.
Yes, sir. That's all I have, unless you guys have some questions.
Is there any way that we can post those pictures on those still shots on our Facebook page that you're the administrator for? Let some of the people know what's going on, because all I drive by and see that big mound of dirt. I don't know what's over on the other side. They
If
might-
possible, yes, we can do
Yeah,
that.
I
I'm
think
not
that'd be a
sure.
good
Yeah.
idea, because other people don't know what's going on, like, until I saw those pictures.
Okay,
I'm gonna sell that dirt.
I'd like to, yeah.
All right, sounds good. Anything else? Okay, we'll move now to old business, ordinance second and final reading. You'll have a motion to hear ordinance 2402, amending fiscal year 2024 budget, solid waste fund.
So move.
Have a motion from Vice Mayor Wiggins, have a second from Mr.
Second.
Fisher.
Okay, good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Mr. Ellis,
Yes, Mayor and Board, this is again the second reading of ordinance 2402, amending the 2024 solid waste budget. The amendments are reflecting the increases in the fees and also the increases in the costs that we've had that weren't budgeted in this fiscal year, just cleaning up the books.
Motion approved.
have a motion from Mr. Fisher to approve. Do I have a second?
I second.
Have a second from Ms. Rounds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving down to B, I have a motion here, ordinance 2403, amending Oakland's Municipal Code, Title 15, Chapter 6, parking vehicles on residential streets and residential lots.
Motion to hear.
Have a motion from Vice Mayor Wiggins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Fisher. All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Ellis?
Yes, sir. This amendment to this ordinance will allow the building inspector or his designee to cite violations. Before it was written, it had to be the police department only and didn't give us the authority. And this is the second final reading. This ordinance regulates parking of vehicles on residential streets and private property.
Do the police still have this authority?
Yes, the police do, yes.
I got a question on this, since a lawyer in here.
Yes, sir.
Can we do that by law to give somebody a citation for parking on a public street?
Yes, sir, per this ordinance, yes.
I think what this wouldn't just be a car parked there. This is a car that that has an expired tag, or maybe it's inoperable, has a flat tire.
Oh, okay,
A
that's what I
normal
was-
It's
person
something
wouldn't
we've
get a
approved
citation.
a long time ago.
The ho.
Yes, sir.
There's a difference.
There's
And
a
I just wanna clarify
There is,
this,
yes.
okay?
Nuisance vehicles.
No, they can't write citations.
No, no.
But they can issue a summons to appear in court, and that's what this is gonna do.
Yes.
And so all they're doing is issuing a summons to appear. They are not writing a citation. And so Chief Earl could probably explain that.
I wish he would.
if you want to.
It's a notice of a violation of the code violation, correct?
Chief Earl?
Chief Earl,
Come in
need you
here.
to come in here and explain this, please.
Yes.
Yeah,
Please.
The question was, can they legally write a citation?
Is that code enforcement?
Right.
Yes.
No, but
I thought.
this is issuing a summons to appear before the judge, is my understanding.
Right, just to get them in the court.
And this is illegal cars with no tags, flats, and not
Right,
running.
the criteria for that, it has to be running, it has to be registered.
Right.
Tires are
Nuisance
up.
vehicles.
But what I was reading is, it just says park cars on the street.
Okay.
So police take care of that, but if they're gonna write some kind of summons to get them in the court, that's the code enforcement. It won't be a traffic citation.
But your officer will be continue doing what they've been doing, and this will be an addition.
Yes, sir, absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Motion to pass.
Have a motion for Mr. Fisher to pass. Do I have
I
a second?
second.
Have a second for Ms. Rounds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving down to C, ordinance 2404, amending Oakland Municipal Code Title 15, Chapter 6, storage and parking of tractor trailers on commercial and residential lots.
I
Motion
make-
to hear.
Have a motion for Mr. Fisher.
I second.
Have a second for Ms. Rounds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Ellis?
Very similar to the previous ordinance, just directed towards tractor trailers and tractor trucks parked on residential streets. It adds the building inspector or his authorized designee to warn them of these violations and make them aware, and just like the previous ordinance. So it's just cleaning it up a little bit.
You saying on private streets, does that consider the state highways coming into Oakland and the
No,
city
sir.
limits?
No, sir, we don't have any authority on
If it's
state
in the
highway.
city limits, they're sitting on the side of.
We already have an ordinance to cover that.
state
Oh, okay.
highway.
It's against the law to park there.
I thought you were redoing the whole thing.
No, we just added a building inspector or his
Okay.
designee. That's all we did was add that. That's the only change.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve.
Have a motion from Vice Mayor Wiggins to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Sutton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving down to D, ordinance 2406, amending fiscal year 2024 budget sewer fund. Motion to hear.
So move.
Have a motion from Vice Mayor Wiggins. Have a second.
Second.
Have a second. Mr. Cates. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Ellis?
Similar to the ordinance, 3 ordinances back, this is amending the 2024 sewer fund budget to reflect the increases in rates that we initiated in January of this year. They were not allowed for or allocated for in the current budget.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve.
Have a motion from Vice Mayor Wiggins to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Sutton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving down to new business, ordinances on first reading, public hearing,
No.
none of them. Moving down to the next one, consideration of resolutions, old business. Have a motion here, resolution 2437, uncollected utility bills written off to bad debt.
I'll make a motion to hear.
Have a motion from Vice Mayor Wiggins. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, sir, we discussed this in the last work session. Hopefully, Ms. Jenna cleared up some of your questions. The resolution writes off bad debt for utility bills from 2014 to 2017, for which the statute of limitations has expired, and also current ones that are less than $35.
I have a question, Mr. Ellis,
Yes.
because I had to leave the last meeting due to a medical emergency, so I kind of missed a discussion that might have happened about this. Are we considering maybe do a workshop to come up with a plan, like Chickasaw Electric, if you've got crummy credit or whatever, or no credit, you gotta pay like $350 deposit down. Now, you get it back at the end, they say, because after a year, they deduct it off of your utility bill. Are we gonna do something where we adjust how much your deposit can be
Yes, ma'am.
based on credit
We're
stuff?
gonna bring something to you guys, and in our research, and we can talk more about that later, but we have contacted them, we're aware of how they do it, and we've come up with some ideas that we'll present to you guys very soon.
So we'd like to have a workshop on this, or something that we can add it,
put it on the
agenda
next work
item?
session. We can put it on the next work session.
We did talk about the credit check though, and there's a lot that goes into that. I don't think it would be good
I
for
tell
us to
you
do
what I'd
that.
like to see, if it's legal, Ms. Debbie, is I would like to make the homeowner put a deposit up. That way you can put a lien on the property. As many rentals as we have now,
Yeah.
that's what I'd like to see if that's legal, is to make the homeowner put a deposit up.
And that's kind of the way we're going, is raise those deposits too. Maybe
Yes,
a
raise them
different
up.
rate for rental maybe.
Yes.
Rental people be responsible
Unfortunately,
for it.
every town I've talked to, this is a nature of the beast, it's part of it, you're gonna have some. My problem is this goes back from 2014, that's why it's such a large amount. So, once we get caught up, I would like to do what most other cities I've talked to, they do it every 2 years.
Okay.
So if we could minimize the amount that it's gonna be by raising the fees, and do it every 2 years, this number will get more in line with what it
Now,
needs
that's
to
an
be.
excellent idea about that, because as the renters come in, they'll skip out,
Yep.
and they owe the bill.
Okay?
Oakland needs to
um,
understand that this is gonna be $65,000 this year. Next year is gonna be about a $60,000 bill that we're just gonna write off. But this is gonna continue happening because, as he said, that other cities write off every year, some amount. But it needs to be understood that we just have to do it. We just can't keep it on our books to make us look like we have money, because we don't. We don't have assets, we don't have money, we don't have anything here. They just run the bill up and then run away.
I'm hoping some of these changes will stop that,
Yeah, hopefully.
And we do have collections that are going after the thing. These are all the ones that are past the statute of limitations. I agree with Mr. Fisher. This is 2 cents of property tax. This is 2 cents of property tax that we're writing off.
Yep.
I don't know. I know Mr. Sutton had some questions last time. We put it off. I don't know if everybody's questions have been sufficiently answered or not, but this is bad debt. We're not getting
It's
this
for
money
sure
over.
we can't collect this because it's past limitation on it, so we either write it
Yeah,
off
that's
or
just
just
this
keep
one.
showing up on the books.
But we do keep this information, even if we write this off, and if people ever move back here, they gotta settle that up before we issue more service, regardless of what we do in this resolution.
Make a motion to
Have
pass.
a motion from Mr. Fisher to pass. Do I have a second?
I second.
Have a second from Ms. Rounds. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I
Okay,
do too.
wait a minute.
I didn't vote.
Okay, roll call
Why,
vote.
why didn't you vote?
Roll call vote, starting with you, Mr. Sutton.
No.
No?
No.
No?
Yes.
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 Motion passes 3-2. Moving on.
I just know it'll help with the audits.
Consider,
I just can't in good faith give it away.
I,
I understand y'all's vote though, I completely do.
I agree with you.
all right,
No, apparently not, you didn't vote that
okay,
way.
here we go. Consideration of resolutions, new business. Have a motion to hear resolution 2443, update the building permits fee schedule.
So move.
Have a motion, Vice Mayor Wiggins. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, sir. First, I'd like to note some typos on the resolution itself. In the title, Chapter 13 is listed. That should be changed to Title 12. And also in the third paragraph,
Title 12,
fee schedule for, we need to add the word residential before commercial and industrial. Those two changes, please.
What are we talking about?
The
it's Title 12 on paper.
The
typo,
actual
Title
resolution.
12 in the title, on the resolution
I
itself.
got that.
And then add the word residential in the third paragraph at the end of the first sentence to include residential along with commercial and industrial construction. Everyone good with that? I'll explain a little more.
Well,
What
can we pass this with the wrong title and, or do we need to have it corrected first?
I think we've corrected it in the minutes. I think we can pass it.
Good deal then.
If you look at the spreadsheet, these are our current fees and proposed fees. Mr. McDonald worked hard on this. You know, he's been with us a few months now. He's picked up on quite a few things. A lot of these were not, we have no fee for, or they're extremely low. I think the board's very aware of that. One thing I wanted to highlight, well, two things. This will increase the revenue of that department possibly substantially, and I'll point out one example of why. And secondly, this will not cost the residents anything, okay? This is on new buildings, new construction, commercial, residential. So if you look at the bottom of the first table, where it says commercial permit, we'll use this one for an example, and I want to take a minute to brag on Mr. McDonald because this could be substantial. Our current rate is 15 cents per square foot. Let's use a fast food place, 4,000 square feet, okay? I didn't do the math. You do the math on that, you get a certain figure. What he's proposed is a $6 per 1,000 valuation of that business. So if that fast food restaurant costs $1 million, you do the math on, it'd be $6,000.
So, just a question, so to get my mind clear on my numbers. On the current, that's supposed to be 15 cents instead of
Yes,
1.5?
not yes, it's correct now, 15 cents?
Okay.
Yes, there's an
Okay,
extra
gotcha.
zero in there, yes. And we'll amend that as well, so let's make that typo change, please.
Okay.
Note that. 15 cents per square foot, changing it to $6 per every $1,000 valuation. That's just one example, that's the biggest one.
Wow.
So you can imagine the margaritas, we didn't collect that money, well, we collected 15 cents a square foot. You know, so this is a substantial change. And again, I want to give Mr. McDonald credit because it's a big deal.
Very good, thank you, Mr. McDonald.
Well, I'd like to, you said that this won't affect any current residents, but it will if they do build something new at their house.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, you're right. I stand corrected. You're correct. You're right. That's the biggest one. The majority of them, you can look and see. The residential, a pool permit above ground is 0. He's proposing $75. I'll just call out a few.
And before, we didn't charge them anything to come in and pull a above-ground pool permit, right? It says 0 here?
It says 0,
So
correct.
now it's
There are a
75?
lot of zeros in that first column.
It sure is.
And again, if you see something that's gonna hurt the residents, definitely we wanna talk about that. I was focusing more on the commercial part, but there's fence permit went up $25. There's not even a current pool permit fee on the last table. So if you guys wanna look at this, I know you've had it a little while, you wanna discuss some more, that's completely up to you. But I think overall, this is a move in the right direction.
What about remodeling? Is it any fees? Did you have to get a permit to remodel?
Mr. Joe, I'm gonna defer to you. Remodeling,
Yeah,
Yeah, when you done a remodel, you done just a minimal fee on that.
so that needs to be changed, cause there's two companies is buying all these houses and redoing them to rent them, so why ain't they paying more?
They will be.
Not a whole lot.
is that under alterations or repairs, Mr. Joe? So we were charging nothing.
Yeah,
Now, proposed, we got, you see where it's proposed?
About halfway down the page.
Yeah, they got it right here.
50,000 or less is
Right.
$100.
Right.
50,000 to 100,000 is $250.
that should be higher. If they gonna buy, if they redoing these houses to rent them out, he's making a killing on this mess. So why not help the citizens out and go higher on him?
Well, that's gonna be the same charge for you if you
Yeah.
do something to your house as
Yeah.
well.
That's all right.
That's right.
So
I
you
can
can
pay
hurt
for
the
what-
citizens with that one as well. I mean, I understand what Mr. Frank's getting at.
Yeah, but we need to be fair.
But here's the difference. Now is this possible? So could you have residential and commercial fees?
Different.
And so then, if you're a resident and the homeowner, you know, then you would have, but if it's commercial, and I consider anybody that has more than one rental house a business. You know, and so the question I've got there, and if we delay this, y'all, if we delay it, I recommend passing what we have tonight and amending it later, because every day we wait, we're costing money, and if somebody big comes in here to build something, say Chick-fil-A tomorrow and pull their permit, we'd have this in place before it was built. So I don't wanna put it off. I don't want y'all to think I wanna put it off. And we can always amend the resolution at a later time after we discuss it like we're doing now. But, you know, we'll have to wait on legal, but can you
Split it.
consider rental houses a business?
And can you split it?
We
No,
can't.
It's still residential.
But can you still split it?
You cannot. It has to stay residential because it's single-family dwelling that's regulated by the International Residential Code versus the International Building Code.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
That's how they get away with murder.
That answered my question then.
It looks like there needs to be some legislature somewhere, and probably in the country if it's the national code. That's something we could talk to our congressmen and senators about. But something's gotta be done about these rental properties. We all know that, and you know, I don't mind going on record saying, I don't mind being as tough on them as we can be. Whatever the law allows us to do to them, I'm willing to do it.
Some of it, is they're doing work not getting permits. So the more I can find that are doing that and requiring them to get a permit, then I can look at the work. If I can get in there and look at the work, then we're good to go. But if I can't get to somewhere, then there ain't nothing I can do about it.
I don't wanna hurt anybody else getting them, but it's just some way look like we could do it different.
Thank you, Mr. Mack, appreciate it,
Thank you.
appreciate your work on this.
Thank you, Joe.
I make a motion to pass this resolution
Have a motion to
amended.
pass,
As amended.
as amended.
motion to pass resolution 2443, updating building permits to fee schedule, as amended. Have a motion by Mr. Sutton, second from Ms. Rounds. All in favor? Any opposed?
Well, did you second, Ms. Round?
I did. I was
Okay.
buttered.
You were just asking questions.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I'm for it, definitely. More money, money.
Okay. The record show Ms. Rounds seconded.
Yes.
2444. Number, letter B.
Okay, here we go. Resolution 2444, MATS Water and Sewer Rate Study. Motion to hear?
So move.
Have a motion from Mr. Wiggins to hear. Mr. Ellis.
Again, Board, one last typo, I apologize. We could take MTAS off of the agenda. What the resolution states, it authorizes the town manager to issue a request for qualification for interested firms in conducting a detailed analysis of the current and future revenue needs for the water and sewer utility fund for the town. MTAS will be one that receives the packet, but they will not be the only one. There are several entities that provide this service. Again, this is just authorizing me to send out a request for proposal for this service.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Okay. We've sat here and kind of done some scribble on the side of the paper math before, and we've adjusted rates and done everything. Can you explain briefly the difference in what the number we come up with and what this rate study is going to accomplish for our town?
One of the largest things is we did not account for operational costs. This study will account for that, it will account for debt, it will account for future capital projects would be considered. It will look at the last 3 years typically, and the next 3 years' future forecast.
And then this will be a study that we can point back to whenever we have to make decisions.
Yes, and again, I promised this to the comptroller when I first came into this position, when we were trying to obtain the loans for the wastewater treatment plant. I told him we would do this 3rd quarter of this year in a letter. So since I promised it, and I support it, I feel it's needed because they're gonna do a much more detailed report than we could. I don't wanna take the chance on missing anything.
And this is just a request for a proposal to do the
Yes,
study.
It will come back to you guys with my recommendation and cost and details.
And I'm not running for election, but I think it'd be very beneficial to those who are, for somebody else to come up with a number, because I got a strong feeling that people ain't gonna like that number.
I tend to agree.
Well, we need professionals that do this.
But I would like to know, is there an estimated cost for what this is
Yeah.
gonna be?
You got an estimate?
Well,
Yes.
no,
Roughly?
he's getting, yeah.
He's gonna get the bids. Then
Yeah,
you'll
this is
approve.
authorizing
I
request.
expect it to be not to exceed $5,000 to $6,000.
That's fair, Joe.
Mayor, I make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve resolution 2444. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Case. All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, moving on. Motion to hear resolution 2445, Riverwood Gardens Development Agreement, Phase 7.
So moved.
Have a motion from Mr. Wiggins. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, sir. Standard resolution to enter into agreement with D.R. Horton for Riverwood Gardens subdivision Phase 7. This has been through the Planning Commission with their recommendation.
Have a motion.
This is standard, nothing,
This is standard like we do any subdivision, any phase, and there's another one for Phase 8 future on the agenda. a few
Ed's
items
looked
down.
at this.
The
Yes.
planning
Planning
has.
Commission approved it.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve resolution 2445. Have a second?
Second,
Have a second from Mr. Fisher.
Can-
All in
Can I
favor?
ask one question before?
please.
Yes, sir.
What stage do we determine how they enter and exit a subdivision?
I'm glad you brought that up. Mr. Cardone, could you address that? On this particular one and 8, we are concerned about traffic in Cross Creek subdivision, specifically Laurel Drive.
You ain't near as concerned as them people
I
that live
know,
over
and
there.
Ed's communicated with the homeowner association, and he can update you guys on that. Thank you for reminding me of that.
This is the time, Ken, to address that. If you look on page 4 and page 13, it refers to the access point to both phases.
They don't have that.
We
Greg.
don't
They don't
have
have
that.
that.
I just have a resolution.
I'll just explain it. Basically, they are required to use Weeborn Farm Road to have access to it. Laurel Street for the construction traffic, and then for the access going to the development is prohibited. So they are going to be building a new culvert bridge going over Black Ankle Creek as part of both of these phases and as they go further to the north. So that's how they're gonna get access to it. If you've been out there lately, they have a temporary bridge that they are using, and they've been using that. So with this development agreement, you will be codifying that Laurel Street will not be used again.
Okay, and the other questions are, when are we planning on the completion of paving Mewburn Farms Road?
That's a good question.
And if that is gonna be done, while this project is going on, are we gonna have a bond up where if there's any damage, that they're gonna be responsible for fixing that road back the way it is?
Or block it off.
That's where I wanna get to on this before we've had a lot of trouble out of that road.
Yes,
I just wanna clarify that.
There is, that section to be improved is not in the proposed budget, as you all know. It's not on our street list, you didn't know that, but it's not on there. I have been approached multiple times, D.R. Horton. They are willing to finance that improvement, and we could work out a structured plan to pay them back. I have not responded to them. I need to get direction from the board, but that's the first part. When and how are we gonna pave that, okay?
Don't you think
You're
that?
talking about the lower end
The
of it,
lower
right?
end, yes. And then the second part is as you protecting that road.
We did have money to redo that top half of the road. We voted to do that, right?
Yeah, if you like, if you wanna allow me to.
Yes, sir.
I got Paul Fraser here. They have proposed, and if you wanna talk a little bit more about it, this be the time.
So Ken, I think what you're referring to is the top, I'm gonna call it the southern half of that project was I'm gonna call it a joint project done with the city and, I'll just say Mr. Grant for lack of better. The piece that we're talking about now that we're trying to help out with is from the end of what,
Gravel
is that
road.
Twin Oaks?
Yeah.
Like from the end of Twin Oaks down to where Riverwood starts. So that's not in, now it is a public, even the gravel road is a public road.
Right.
So what we were proposing was to try to go ahead and help the town out and put the road in. Now, problem is, and I know Harvey, this was actually a little bit before you, was there was plans done before, even before Twin Oaks. So there's kind of a mismatch with plans and what the city's future plans are with the road. But the first part has been built per the, I guess, agreement with.
No, sir, it wasn't built per the agreement, but it was built.
Well, all right, well, I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
You're innocent on that one.
Anybody wanna
Exactly.
disagree with that statement?
I don't disagree with you.
So anyway, so what we were proposing was to try to go ahead, because what we've done in the back is, whether it's gravel or not, you can't fathom the traffic that's coming through there. Whether it's not just construction traffic, it's people cutting through, and I don't blame them. And we were trying to see if there was a way that we could help the town with installing the road. If we could get some plans and figure out what it's gonna cost and try to work it back out with the town, but I'm not in, I mean, it's how to say this.
Road
I'm not
business.
privy to whatever the agreement's gonna be with Twin Oaks Development and the city on the balance of the road. We just want a paved road going to the
Yeah,
back.
our agreement, as they went through phases, the road would be extended till they reached that back phase, which could take a long time with use on the road. And we've got an entrance back there that I think would be beneficial if we could do it, but I don't know legally. I mean, y'all know more about it than I do. We have an agreement with them on the 50/50 of that road. And so I'm all for getting the road done. There was one citizen that was affected by this whole deal. And when I went and talked to him, did he have any objections? He said, as long as my road gets paved, where I haven't gotta wash my truck 3 times a week, I'll be happy. And that man still has to wash his truck the same as he did before. And you know,
Yeah, I
and
do.
so that, I get a call from him often. But I'm not against going ahead and letting somebody else do that project. I just don't know what our legal obligation is to the company we already have an agreement with. Mr. Ed, if you could.
But yeah, I've read it, and unfortunately, it's not specified. It just says future phases. Now, that is in my opinion, that's an interpretation, and I think as the board, we can make that call as Twin Oaks moves forward. But the problem with Twin Oaks, they've only got one phase. They got construction plat approval for phase 2, but they have like 9 phases. And we'll have to have discussions on when do we think that road needs to be built at what phase for that. That's another discussion from tonight.
The
But
other
we need to
question
have
is,
that.
if we get somebody else involved,
Yes.
will it release them from responsibility? Because they have stuff in the easements. If anything ever happens, that road has to be widened, like the plan was, to leave enough room to make that a 5-lane, a turning lane and 2 additional lanes. That was the agreement with them, to build that road to those specs, to leave that much space. And if we change that agreement now, is it gonna them from responsibility if that road ever has to be changed and come back. That's what I need to know.
We need to wait for a lawyer on this.
That is a more further discussion we can get into tonight.
Well, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
You guys want to pave the road, but you're gonna send us the bill. You're not gonna put any money towards paving.
Well, no, we'll front the money for paving it.
But we'll pay you back.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, you did the work, but it didn't cost you any money.
It's not on Horton.
Well, that would be a bad, we've got a 50-50 deal now.
I know.
You
And
know,
it needs to be bidded out anyway.
Grant Homes was the one that had an agreement with us.
Right.
And that road, I got some high school kids that could have done better. But because we got into 50-50, and that road cost us 500 or something thousand right now. And I don't even know if that's all the money that we're gonna be built for. Because I don't know if that's $1 million, he put 550,000, we put 500. That's not $1 million road. And getting into a 50-50 partnership, I wasn't happy with this first one. I'm not gonna be happy with this next one. I do not like that. We do it or you do it, that's all it is.
All we were trying to do is help you.
I understand that. So that's what they were doing. And look how it helped us.
Well, I think the point of clarification here is, this road is not on your property.
And it absolutely has nothing to do with y'all
No.
either. I wanna make that clear.
Yeah, it's not you guys.
This is not,
I keep dressing the road up.
He does, he does.
Sure.
he does. Yes, Mr. Frank.
With 7 and 8 coming on board, when we complete that and we complete our crossing on Meadborn Barn Road across Black Angle Creek, you now have another connection to Cross Creek. Those residents, even Northwood Estates, those residents, to me, are gonna come through and come down and come through Riverwood because it's a direct shot to Highway 64. So, that is on our, I'm no longer a citizen of the town of Oakland, so I can't say it's on our major road plan, but it is part of the town's major road plan. That portion of that road needs to be completed more sooner than later.
Harvey, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
We keep talking about this road, and it's nothing against them. But if we're spending that kind of money, if we got a 50-50, we should put that out for bid. We might could beat somebody else's price.
Well, the problem is,
Talking about that much money,
the problem I see is, the immediate problem is Twin Oaks is not moving forward. So if we stand on that agreement, we're stagnant. So.
and then we
We
can't
don't
do it
wanna
on
lose
our
any
own if they
potential.
gonna do 50-50. We
Well,
can't
if
do it
we-
on our own.
And to follow up Mr. Cates, if we build the road, can't we build them for half? That's what they did to
I
us.
don't
They
know.
built the road and they billed us for half. And
That's
I'm
legal.
with Alderman Fisher. I have no idea
That's
why that
what we
costs $1
need to
million.
find out through the lawyer before
True,
we go to
true.
jumping over the logs here.
True.
That is
the question,
one of the
yes.
things that we need to consider.
Yes.
Gentlemen, I don't believe we're prepared to answer your question now. We got a lot of questions here.
I got 2 more things, Mayor.
You can ask them.
Well, you know what? I got 3 more things.
Remember, we do have a motion and a second on the
I
floor.
I will retract my,
But the chair is not calling for a vote yet.
I will retract my motion.
Even though I'm not being legal.
The motion is withdrawn.
My motion is withdrawn. Somebody else wants to make it, that's fine, because I didn't realize. Okay, 2 things. This don't concern you guys. I got a major problem. I'm the vice mayor of a town, and I'm sitting here looking at one piece of paper that has a resolution on it. Where's all the documentation that tells me what I need to know? Here's the houses that's included. Here's the entrances. I'm sitting here reading 5 or 6 paragraphs, and I'm supposed to take Mr. Corton's word that, no, this is what you guys talked about. We did this before on Wirt Road. And we had an understanding on Wirt Road that when that development was done, that they were gonna pitch in some money for that road, and that development's done, and I was told, oh, we forgot about that.
This resolution is not about the road. This resolution is about accepting a phase for construction. Do you want to see the development agreement from now on? You never have. If you want to, we can get that to you guys.
Yes, because that's the problem that we had with the road on Mewborn Farm, is they said, well, you guys authorized it. It came before you in a resolution, and we passed it, which is true, but I never saw that. And if I did, they took a piece of paper this big and shrunk it down to fit on the bottom half of a piece of paper where I can't have no detail. I don't think it's fair for us as aldermen to sit here and pass stuff that,
Mr. Williams, what I would say to you is this. what we have before you tonight has nothing to do with the road. It went before the planning commission, which is what it was supposed to do. Planning commission reviewed it and approved it. And we followed all the codes, specifications of the city, had multiple discussion on it. So there has been review on it. Now,
Then why are we talking about the road?
That's what I was fixing to
I
ask.
don't know why the road, I didn't bring the road up.
This is
Mr.
out of order
Forton, why are
then.
we talking about the road?
We kinda got a little sidetracked on the road.
It's out
I
of order.
took that as an opportunity because this is an issue that we've wanted to discuss. We
Out of
haven't
order.
been able to do it. Now you're somewhat familiar with it, because in the
It's out of
future,
order.
we'll be talking about this.
Okay, so
What we have-
gentlemen, let me put it to you this way. We're not prepared to talk about the road tonight. Let's go back to our original thing you need done tonight.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your time.
But you don't need the road to complete your project?
No, sir.
You just need the phase, and we can talk about the road at a later date.
That is correct.
Everybody heard that. We can talk about the road at a later date.
That's correct.
All right, then I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, we're back to approve resolution 2445, the agreement for phase 3. Do I have a second?
Phase
Phase
7.
3.
Phase 7.
Phase 7. I like 3, you and my Phase 7. Phase 7. Have a motion, Mr. Wiggins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Sutton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Good luck on that road. That's gonna be fun, guys.
There'll be a new movie, Nightmare on Newborn Farm. Won't be
We
Elm
got,
Street.
we
no
got,
more.
let me tell you that, we got such a mess on that first part. This second part's gonna really, Mr. Pinky, you know, we need real detail on that.
Needs
And
to be,
it's not your fault.
No, y'all ain't got no skin in this game.
but it's gonna be in writing on the next half.
You got that wrong.
Okay, we got 7 done. Let's move down to, resolution 2446. Motion
47,
to,
47?
No, 46.
No, he's right.
46.
46. We've done 40, we did,
Oh, that would be for the.
You did 46.
We did
Oh, they got
45.
yeah,
We
it's
got two
resolution
for-
2446.
phase 7.
Correct.
And it says on agreement on phase 7,
Oh,
inspection
okay.
agreement.
Yeah, this is inspection.
Yes, for once I'm right, guys.
You're right.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to hear Resolution
Have a
2446.
motion to hear resolution 2447, or 46.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Wiggins, second, Mr. Fisher, we don't need a second on the resolution. Mr. Ellis,
Yes, it's typical procedure when you pass the subdivision portion. The next thing we follow with an inspection contract, service agreement. I am looking, this was supposed to be awarded to A2H, yes, and it's under section 1, proposing that A2H Engineering inspect the new construction of phase 7.
Is this where the fees collected goes back to pay the engineering fee?
Yes.
I make a motion to approve.
have a motion, Mr. Sutton, to approve. I have a second.
Second.
Have a second, Mr. Wiggins. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving down to resolution 2447, Riverwood Gardens Development Agreement, Phase 8.
Motion.
Motion from Mr. Fisher. Mr. Ellis.
Just like phase 7, it's been through
This is
planning
phase
commission.
8.
This is phase 8 for Riverwood Gardens subdivision development contract. Staff recommends approval.
This doesn't have anything to do with roads?
Can we hear from them?
Designated.
Can we hear from them?
The same thing that we have on 7, Newborn Farm is the one to be used, not Laurel Street.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion from Mr. Sutton. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Wiggins. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving down to resolution 2448, Riverwood Gardens Inspection Agreement, Phase 8. Motion to hear.
So move.
Have a motion from Mr. Wiggins. Mr. Ellis.
This resolution authorizes the town of Oakland to enter into a professional service contract for engineering inspection of phase 8 of Riverwood Gardens. Award this contract to A2H Engineering.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion from Mr. Wiggins. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a second from Mr. Fisher. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Moving down. Resolution 2449, Building Construction Contract Extension Request.
I'll make a motion to hear.
Motion from Mr. Wiggins. Mr. Ellis.
Yes, sir. I'll begin this, and I'll probably defer to Mr. Mullins. We've been using this company for a long time. The primary use is to help us with storm drain repair, where you get washouts behind the storm drains. They inject a two-part foam in there, and it's proven to be a very useful tool in fixing that. So what we propose tonight is we enter into a contract that can be updated yearly up to 3 years. The rate is specified in the letter at $10.50 a pound. So instead of coming back to you guys every year, I would request that we could do this for 3 years, if you're comfortable with that.
I don't have but one question.
Yes, sir.
So is it in our contract how many pounds we have to purchase before they'll come for that price?
No, I have had a, we try to, well, you go ahead, I'll let you.
We got several now.
They do about $10,000 a time. They, if I'm thinking right, they need at least 7 to come down here.
We got more than that right now. I got 2 now in my neighborhood.
I have a few in my neighborhood as
There's
well.
one right across from you.
We have a list, yes, sir, he's on.
I have a list.
There's one closer than that. May need another squirt.
It's, take it up,
I'll come by there tomorrow, look at it.
take it
I
up,
stepped in a hole.
Sometimes they don't get it 100% the first time, sometimes they have to come back.
taking up from Mr. Dennis, and I agree with what he's saying is, I've got one and they put sand in it twice.
Oh, it don't
And
last
every time
a
it
day.
rains, it's gone, and I had a kid to step in this one,
All right, I have a motion from Mr. Fisher.
Hold on, I have a question.
and I
It
wasn't
says that
through
we
yet.
can renew this agreement each year for up to 3 years, but is that price gonna stay the same for those 3 years?
I thought we was on the phone. If y'all know, I don't know if y'all knew it or not, but we had a contract and it was gonna go out December, last day of December. It was $9.50. So I called him on the phone and asked him, look, this is supposed to run out at the end of this year. We need to go further.
For the minutes, if this price does increase, I'll bring it back before you guys.
Yeah, he told me that if we do a 3-year, it would not.
Can we just do a 3-year and lock it in at this price without having to renew it every year?
We don't have to redo it. If y'all wanna go 3 years, we can go 3 years.
I think it'd be smart.
I would like to go 3
I
years.
make a motion, we take
Well,
this and go
Mr.
3 years.
I don't know, the chair didn't recognize.
No. All right. Mr. Fisher, I did say you had a
Yeah,
motion.
I don't know if we're gonna go with that 3-year.
You want to
and
withdraw your motion?
I'll withdraw it to see if we're gonna go with
All
a
right.
3-year.
Anybody withdraw that motion? Do I have a new motion?
Well,
I make a motion, we accept it for a 3-year contract.
Second.
I will, okay.
Have a motion to make a contract for 3 years with that set price fee. We have a second. Who seconded that? Mr. Case first, Mr. Case motion,
And
Mr.
then-
Fisher seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Motion carries. All right. Mr. Ellis, you had under other items of business, I believe, Mr. John, this is gonna be what you're interested in here. You wanna talk about that,
Yes, sir, I'd like to discuss, open up the floor for discussions on small business and what options we may have in giving them a little help, whether it's waiving enforcement, waiving potential fees for a set amount of time with restrictions. We don't want to go crazy, if that's what the board would like to do. I think we need to support small business in town and do what we can to help. So with that, I'll defer to the board for discussion.
I don't know if y'all saw the post on social media, but there were several businesses that
Hurting.
are hurting, and a lot of small businesses. And, you know, vacant buildings ain't gonna make us any sales tax revenue, and times are tough. I'm all for fees, but these people are putting money back in our community every time they sell something. And you know, I'm not sure about the 90 days. I mean, for the remainder of the year, I mean, as far as that would help them through the holiday season, because retail, you have a month in April, you hope you do well, and then it starts back in October, and you have October and November and December. And most small businesses do not turn a profit until the fall of the year at all. If they're gonna make any money, they'll make it in October, November, December.
Do it for 6 months.
But they're hurting, these people are hurting, y'all, and I know through some more things, and something said, I'm not gonna bring up any names, but, you know, they're hurting, and there's several of them that's hurting. Mr. McCarty.
what would you propose we allow them to do, Mr.
Well,
Sutton?
I would like for our department head to tell us what he thinks would be fair, but I would like to waive the the temporary sign permit for existing businesses.
Up to 6 months.
If somebody's,
Let's make it to the first of the year.
That's 6 months.
Is that 6 months?
for existing businesses,
That's through December.
Yeah.
and allow them up to a 4x8 banner. That matches the color of their existing signs.
Their scheme.
I don't know that that'll work.
Well, if you don't, then you could ride through here and it'd be a bunch of neon and.
Yeah.
And
You
what
gotta
have
do
you.
something to
Well,
utilize
But they
it.
already have,
I know.
Wait a minute, now,
banner
wait a minute, we're getting too many questions.
ordinances.
I
I'm
know,
gonna wait a minute, Mr. Randall,
Okay.
I'm gonna recognize Mr. Fisher, and I'll
yeah,
get to you.
okay.
Don't we already have banner ordinances
We do.
for the planning and developing?
We did.
We do. We
Okay.
have that. It's only allowed, depending on what it is, if it's a new business, you're allowed to have it for 45 days.
Okay, is there a size?
Or you could up to, I think, 24 square feet, something like that. The other one that we do allow is 7 days. That would be an off-site or the one that you would have out front.
So those are the ones we're gonna have to,
That's the
Augment.
one that you're talking about. Now, you as a board, you've got different ways that you could look at it. We have our current sign code. You can say to staff, we just don't want you to enforce it. Okay, then it's a free-for-all. The other one that you do is you can't just change the code at a meeting. This is codified code, it's part of the zoning code, it has to go to the planning commission, it has to go to the board. That's 3 months, maybe
Right.
2 at the quickest. Those are your options that you have.
Can we not give?
Excuse me,
Wait a minute,
I think
wait a
I'm
minute.
next.
Let him talk, and
Okay.
Ms. Rounds is next. Go ahead.
That's-
All right, Ms. Rounds, what's your question?
Being on the planning and listening to sign ordinances that I've listened to since I've been on there, I understand that, I say outlaw, that's not the right, we don't approve, like these little things, I call them dancing men, to get up and jiggle around all over the place. We don't allow that, we don't allow those little flags that come up that you can put. I know one business had one out there selling one of their fast foods or something, they were ordered to take it away. So, are they gonna be happy just doing the banner sign, or are they wanting to drum up more business with something cute like a little dancing man, or are we gonna allow that?
Well,
Because
this is
we
the first
don't.
time hearing about it tonight, other than, Harvey had let me know yesterday, so, and I didn't catch the first part of the conversation, I had to go out and
Yeah.
discuss another matter. It's not as if you could just go, okay, we're just gonna go ahead and allow it. The way that you do it is, all right, these are our parameters, if you wanna put up 4x6, a 4x6 poster board out front, we're not gonna enforce it for the next 4 months, or 6 months. There you go. I mean, that would be your direction for staff. We're available to you, at your resource, however you want us to be used. You just can't change the code and say that is allowed, here's the process, you've gotta go through that, as you're well aware of. So, if that is your direction tonight, then you can just notify us and then we're just not gonna enforce it. I don't see a way around that.
what's it gonna take?
Well,
Wait a minute.
I was just gonna ask, can we not just, can we not allow planning and codes to use their discretion? I mean, they know our wishes, and we can make, we're not gonna get on to you for not enforcing the signed ordinance. But if somebody comes up and says, hey, I want neon green and yellow, you can say, well, you can't do that. I mean, can we not?
You're putting him in a bad spot.
Well, you can still follow the colors, and you still have the code. You just said we can't change the code, but we can allow you to not enforce it, but use your discretion on what will not be enforced, and they can come and petition
If
to
you make
ask,
it-
to ask
If you
for,
make it match their existing times, it's already, the colors have
Yes.
already been through planning.
yes,
I mean, you can have banner signs. I think what you're trying to say is you can have a display banner. Is that, am I getting,
I'm
am I
bus-
understanding you?
Right, like
I
say,
think, Mr. Sutton, if you've got a motion you want to make,
Then we just say banner signs and come in, you
make
can have banner signs, one per lot or something.
I make a motion that we suspend the temporary sign permits for existing businesses as long as they match their current signs,
Current colors.
color signs,
till the first of
To
the year.
what size?
till January 1.
Of what size?
4x8.
I say up to 4x8. If
And
they
we need
wanna
to
put a
make sure
banner,
Wait a minute,
full-page
Miss,
banner.
wait a minute, Miss Rounds, let me get this done,
Okay.
and then I'll ask you talk.
Okay.
Which is 32 square feet.
Right.
Okay, now, one more time.
I make a motion that we suspend the temporary sign permit fees for existing businesses as long as they match the current colors
Scheme.
of their current signs up to 32 square feet.
Okay, that is the motion. I'm gonna have a question after I get a second. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, have a second, Miss Wood. Now, Miss
Thank you.
Round, go.
Thank you. Do we have an issue with obstruction of traffic, of seeing the vision? That's gonna be a problem, because I know even Mr. McFarland might have an issue, a safety issue, because his business setbacks. Because remember, he got picked on because of the sandwich sign, I remember a couple years ago. And it was removed without his knowledge. So how far are they gonna be allowed to put this banner so people pulling in out of parking lots aren't going to be obstructed with view?
Well, the way our banner is used, typically you put it on the building itself, it's intended to use that. Or you could have it on the lot, but it needs to be set back, I think, 10 feet from an intersection on your private property.
From the sidewalk.
I would say that you would keep that. The other one that I would recommend as part of your motion, if you wanted to, Mr. Sutton, would be one per business. Otherwise, you left it open-ended, somebody would take advantage and have 10 of them.
Yeah.
I'll amend my motion to include one per business.
Okay,
And then from there, they could just, I guess they don't need to come in, they don't need to come in and get a banner permit, we're not gonna charge them, we're just not gonna enforce that provision and cut it.
okay.
I will second the amendment.
We have a motion with amendment. It's been seconded.
Do we have to take a separate vote on the amendment?
I don't know. I'll just be honest with you.
Robert's Rules of Order say we do, but
Okay,
My only question, I hate to bring this up, and I don't know if it's on fees, that new fees we're charging or suspension of fees, but if this was on fees, something tells me that it has to be done by ordinance and have 2 readings. And so, this could be contingent upon it being legal.
can,
all right, we're gonna.
let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Can we, I am business friendly, especially local business. But we got a lot, this just came up tonight. Is this something that we can maybe not do these motions tonight?
It's
Let's,
something that
let's
will
take a
affect-
week, let's take a week and get this, we have another meeting scheduled on the 29th. This could be added to that agenda, and we can actually have something that we all understand in writing. It's up to you.
You've got some people that potentially will be out of business by the time we get
This
this
is
done. if we
separate.
don't
I'm
act
telling
as
you,
quick as
Doc.
possible.
Okay, would you
Okay.
withdraw your motion, Mr.?
No,
Sutton?
sir, my motion, I'm not withdrawing it.
Well, I wanted to get the amendments.
Well, we just vote on the amendment, then we'll vote on the motion.
Mayor, may I provide a suggestion? Go ahead with the motion tonight, bring it to legal. The next time that we have legal here, they could address the issue, you can modify your motion appropriately if you need to.
Yeah, I will amend my motion a second time contingent upon it being legal for us to do so.
All right,
Can we take one vote, or do we have to have 3 votes on
I'm
this?
having one vote.
I will,
Legal
I will
tells me it's
second,
wrong.
I will second the second amendment.
All right, we're gonna have one vote. And then if legal tells us it's wrong, we'll do it again. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Good luck, Mr. Vaughn.
I'm confused.
Mayor, I'll let
You
you.
shot
explain
John.
the planning commission.
Oh, yes, I'm gonna let Ms. Rounds do that.
One last item, Mayor, for other business.
Mr. John, we tried to help you.
Well, I appreciate it. From a business standpoint, not everybody's gonna do the right thing, so I think you're going to have some guidelines.
We'll work on it. Mr. Ellis?
One last item. We need to discuss a possible July work session. Tonight, the main thing I have that I would want on that, Mr. Ed and I have been discussing Industrial Development Board. I think it's time for Oakland to look at that. That's gonna open up some funding and some financial options, and we can get into that in that work session. Right now, that's the only item I have to discuss on the work session.
Do we have to have a work session for
That's
July?
completely up to you guys. That can wait till another day.
Let's
That-
wait
that-
till the regular meeting.
We don't wanna load that up, that's on a Saturday.
No.
No.
I was
A
gonna
work
pick another
session
day.
is
That's a
I'm
special.
saying a different one, sir.
Another day.
I don't mind having a work session, guys, but the last few we've had wasn't worth my trip up here.
Okay.
So what day would we have it in July? Because we normally have it on the first
Well, it'd
Thursday,
be July
which
the
is 4th
4th.
of July.
You'd have to come up here, or I'm gonna leave your barbecue.
I had to ask, guys, I had to ask.
Okay, I think we've determined we're not gonna have a work
No
session.
work session for
Thank
July.
for July. Anything else under business, new business items, or other business items, Mr.?
No, sir. No, sir.
Mr. Vaughn, do we have any invoices?
No, we do not.
Mr. Cates,
Make a motion to adjourn.
we are adjourned.
Nobody seconds that.